All right, so we're going to do the Legend Rune. We're going to finally roll it and see what happens. So the first thing you got to choose, and I haven't done anything. I've collected this amount of points, 19,000. I'm rolling it 2 days and 13 hours early because I don't have time over the next 2 days and 13 hours. So I'm doing it now. I would advise waiting until the last second, but don't wait past the point where you can't roll it. So 2 days, that's close enough. I've got 19,000 points to try to make it. So we got to choose what set. So here's what I did when I chose my set. I'm going to bring in the internet here. So here's my latest swap upload. There we are. So I looked at all my runes. So I looked at Swift, Legend, 6 stars. I have 3. This is the only one with innate. It's crazy good at damage. It's at 24 crit damage. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. I mean, it might be small, but it's there. And the other 2 are support speed runes, right? So I looked at that. I'm like, okay, that's an option. Then I went to crit damage for Swift. And I've got 4 crit damage runes that are Swift. They're all, I would say, pretty good. They're about a roll away from like the ideal roll. They're about 3 good rolls. And they're all in use. They're all really in use. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably okay there. I could take another one. That might be more of a luxury. And then I looked at HP, even though I'm never going to roll an HP one. I looked at it. So I've got a couple slot 2s. I've got 3 slot 4s and 1 slot 6. The slot 6 has not even been re-apped because I guess I'm lazy. But in theory, I'll re-app that at some point. So I have a re-app target already. Then I looked at Will, which I don't really use Will. I tend to favor taking turn 1, which I know that's not the only instance you need Will, but I'm stubborn like that, and so that's what I do. So these are my Will speed runes. I have 2. They're both supporty type hybrids. Pretty good. I have no Will crit damage rune, and that really made me think. I have no Will crit damage rune, so I'm like, you know, I don't have one. I have 0. So I wasn't sure. That was sort of a red flag for me. I was like, maybe I should roll that type of rune. And then, of course, I looked at Violent, because Violent is great. Violent crit damage, I have 1, which was from the last event. The last of this event, I made one of these. And I used it on my Vanessa. It's currently on my Susano, but it was the one that triple rolled HP. So it's currently sitting at 42% HP. It's just a nice tanky crit damage rune. So that's pretty nice. I looked at speed for Violent. I have 5. And they're all pretty good. Mostly hybrids, mostly supports, nothing that's pure nuke. So that's okay. So that's kind of what I did. Ultimately, I decided I wanted to go for Swift, slot 2 speed. Just, that's what I want to do. I need more of them. I would prefer a damagey one. I already have 1 good damage slot 2 speed, but if I could get a second one, then all my Swift damage dealers would open up a slot. Because what that means is that all my Swift slot 2 damage dealers are on like Blade slot 2 speed or some sort of broken, and freeing up a slot for them with Swift would give them another broken a broken rune to play with, which in theory would upgrade them. So that's my thinking. The other reason why I went away from Will is I'm farming the Despair Will Ancient Rune Dungeon, and I'm like, I'm gonna get Will runes from there, and I'm already getting Will runes from there. I'm gonna use all my Ancient re-apps on that sort of thing. So I feel like I've got that niche kind of covered. And then Violent, I just don't feel like it. It's probably smart to do a Violent crit damage rune, but I don't want to, because the one I have, I'm not using that much, and it rolled full tank, and I didn't want it to. I wanted it to be more damagey, so I decided against it. The reason why I like slot 2 speed is it will never need a re-app. I will get exactly the 4 substats I want. I might not get perfect rolls, but I'll get exactly the 4 substats I want. I'll roll them up. They'll be on a speed room that's max speed, 42 speed, with 4 legend type rolled substats. So I'll never have to re-app it. It'll roll how it rolls, and I'll use it because it'll be fine. I'll never roll into a bad sub. What I don't like about HP runes is if you don't roll speed at least once, it's really not usable for me. It's just not. It becomes this niche rune for niche units that I don't have any interest in. If you roll speed twice, it might not even be your top 5 best rune in that slot. If it rolled speed 3 times, okay, now you're talking, but what are the odds? They're so low. So do I want to gamble and get an amazing result, maybe a quad roll, which is super hard? Or do I want to hope and get a triple roll, also super hard? Or do I want to lock in something guaranteed, spend my re-apps in other ways? That's what I want to do. So we're going Swift, we're going slot 2, we're going speed. We're going to roll it right now. We're going to see how it turns out, and then we're going to just kind of assess and say, what do we like, what do we not like? So let's get to it. We're going to make it Swift. It is Swift. We are locked in. We're going to make it slot 2. It is slot 2. We're going to make it speed. Attack's also an option, but We're going to make it speed. So we confirm it's speed. Yes. Okay. So it is slot 2 speed. So I'm just double checking that I'm not clicking something wrong. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, I have to hit confirm. Let's do it. Confirm. All right, so here's what we get. Not a bad start, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm looking for 4 specific substats. Attack, crit rate, crit damage, and HP. This has 2 of the 4 and defense for HP, so not terrible, to be perfectly honest with you. If this was how I ended up, I would be sort of sad, but it's not the worst. It's 1 off of, no, it's 2 off of perfect crit damage, it's perfect defense, but the flat HP is what kills it. So we're gonna roll and roll and roll and roll until it's gone. So let's do it. That is worse, because it has 2 junk stats. Yep. This is the part where I gotta really focus, because I don't want to select the wrong thing. That is 2 junk stats. That is 2 junk stats, the res and the HP. That is 1 junk stat. I think it's slightly worse, though, because between our crit damage, crit rate, we were off by 2 max, and here we're off by 3. 2 max off the attack, 1 max off the crit damage, and then we're off on the HP, so I'm going to keep what I had. If we end up with a support rune, that's okay. Like, I'm not going to throw away a support rune to force an attack rune if it turns out nice. This one is 2 junk stats, but I'd like an attack rune, and it started with me. It started me off with an attack rune, so I'm like, it's going to be an attack rune, but of course, yeah, no. You get what you get. Oh. There's our first instance of pretty close to correct. We've got the max defense, we're 2 off of crit damage, we're 2 off of attack, and we're 2 off of crit. So 6 total off, but with the right stats. So we're going to switch, because we finally got the right stats. And we're going to keep going. There's a junk stat. So now any junk stat is a... get rid of it. There's a junk stat. There's a junk stat. And I gotta be careful to not throw away a good support rune if one comes up. Because if I get a support rune, I get a support rune. Like, I'm not gonna force it. This is an efficient rune. I don't like the resistance, and I don't really like the accuracy, so we're gonna toss it. But it was efficient. It was close to max rolls. There's a junk stat. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. So we traded away the defense for better rolls on the attacks rolls, which I think is great. We're 1 off perfect on the attack slots, and we're 2 off perfect on the defense. So we went from 6 off on the attack to 1 off on the attack. So we do upgrade here. So we take that. Because if it's going to roll into defense, we're sad anyway, right? So that's the thought. Let's see how we're doing on spending all our resources here. Oh, we've only spent 2,700. We're over 10% done. We're doing great. This is looking nice. The only way this gets better is if we swap the defense for an HP and get 1 more crit rate. So we're already, this might end up being our final rune, to be perfectly honest. We might end up with this rune, because it's pretty close. I mean, 1 off perfect on the attack stats and 2 off perfect on the other. 3 total off perfect. Here's junk. There's junk. And there's junk. 3 good rolls. Resist is worse, and the rolls are worse. So it's 3 off perfect on the good stuff. So no. I think the main thing these sorts of events show me is how hard it is to get a good starting rune. You know what I mean? Like, look how many times I'm making this rune generate. It's so hard to get a good starting rune. That's what makes this event so good, and why I think these runes should not be reapped, you know? I think if you reapp one of these runes, you're wasting the benefit of the event, which is get a perfect starting rune, you know? So I think you want to do everything you can to not have to reapp these runes. Because reapps are valuable, and they can be used somewhere else. There's junk. No, I mean, I'm not going to take it, but it's fairly efficient. It's just kind of hybrid, and I don't want that. I want damage, if I can get it. Which I think I've got it. I just can't roll defense, right? Watch it roll quad defense. It's like, oh, okay. But we'll see. Nope. So much trash. That is a nope. If you see the word resistance, you say nope. I rolled just as many I have attack, crit rate, speed, and accuracy. Okay, so that's good. I think. Nope. Crit damage, nope, that's trash. I'm like hyper aware of watching so that I don't miss a good roll. Anytime I see anything flat, it gets killed. Look how much flat there is in the world. Oh my gosh. There's so much trash. So much. I haven't really had to make a hard choice yet. The hard choice will be something where I give up like 2 damage stats for 1 stat and an HP, you know what I mean? That's where it gets interesting. Nope. Trash, trash, trash. Also trash. We might have locked in here. I mean, I always say that, but I mean, there's only so many different iterations we can get, and we only have like 1 way to upgrade, really? Oh, there's like an efficient kind of a rune. I mean, it's still trash, but it's got all grindable substats. Which I'm sure that's a philosophy, is get all grindable substats. But I don't need that. I don't need these kind of middle-of-the-road runes. I need elite runes. Like, I'm kind of at the point, and it's sort of annoying, where I not only have to get a rune with good starting stats, it has to roll well, too. Like, to crack the upper echelon. Like, it's frustrating. It's like, oh, I get exactly what I want, but I rolled a little low, so it doesn't get replaced in my top units. Well, we've been on this one for quite a while, so it's looking good as the keeper, but we'll just see. So much junk. Yep, that's junk. There's a flat defense. The ones I think are funny are the ones that are pure trash. Like, this one's pretty much pure trash. Resistance, flat defense, flat attack, like, ugh. Nope. Nope. My alt is rolling a violent slot too, and it's not nearly as good as... It's not going to be as good as this one, just because it doesn't have as many rolls. My alt doesn't. Man, I'm kind of feeling glad that I got the rune I got over here. It's looking much better every time I go through its evil equivalent. Nope. My god, look at all these. They're so bad. All so bad. I love how this is the default on the left. I feel like there was some event where it defaulted to the other side and you had to click back every time. Okay, so we're almost halfway used with the points. This might end up being our rune. It could get a little better, but 3 off perfect is good. Like, you can't complain. And it is weird too that it seems to have gone. Like, that's not a horrible rune. You know, if you were stuck with that, you'd take it. It's not bad. But it's weird it went full damage right away. Like, what I wanted, it went. So I'm kind of happy about that. Because I was hoping for a damage rune. That's almost a damage rune. Nope. Double flat with accuracy. I mean, that's 2 of the 4. That's something. I would have been happy with that as a first roll. Nope. So if I get lucky and it doesn't roll into defense at all, which just by saying that, you know it's going to quad roll defense, I could grind out the defense for HP or do accuracy if I wanted, but I think HP would be a little bit better. Nope. Also nope. I think we're at the point where it's hard to beat now. I'm glad that it's the defense roll that's low. That one's also not bad. Max HP, max defense, attack, all 3 grindable. The flat defense is sad, but if you got stuck with something like that, you know, it could roll really nice. A little bit of a risk because it's got a flat stat, but it could roll really nice. I feel like we're just chewing through this stuff. So I didn't make a specific attempt to overly farm the whatever it's called, the points for this event, but the event was so long that I just sort of played the game as normal, and I feel like I ended up with enough rolls to get a respectable rune. Like, I don't feel like grinding double time for this entire time would have guaranteed me a better roll. So you just gotta kind of assume you're gonna get something pretty good, and then hope for the best. There's 2 perfect damage rolls, but 2 flats. See, that's not a bad one either if you're stuck with that. Like, not bad at all. That one might have been the best one I've seen in a while. Because it was grindables, there was no flat. It was good. Nope. Man, I can't wait to roll this rune. I've been thinking about this rune for a while, like, because it'll if it rolls somewhat okay, it'll go into play right away, you know? Which it's pretty rare to get a rune that goes right into play. Like, I'll put it into swap. Ooh, there we go. That's the best damaging one I've seen in a while. It's very similar to that first one I had with the flat. And it's a little bit off on what you want, but just shows how hard it is to put 3 stats together, more or less 4, you know? Like, it's kind of greedy to hope to switch my defense for HP, but it's possible, so I have to try it, you know? It's technically possible. Nope. Another not terrible one. About to do TA normal 100. Good luck, Kaze. Get it. And to what? What to you are the perfect roll for this rune? So what I had in my mind when I rolled it, and I'm now almost done actually. I have 3,000 left. What I had in my mind was a damage rune with max rolls in attack, max rolls in crit damage, max rolls in crit rate, and a max roll in HP. That's perfect. What I've got is 2 max rolls, 1 off perfect in crit rate, and 2 off perfect in defense. So feeling pretty good. Because defense is the one I'm hoping to dodge anyway. So if it rolls defense, I'm already a little bit sad. Which, of course, you know, is a 1 in 4 chance. So it might just roll defense, and that's what you get, you know? No, we're almost done here. I didn't realize we were that close. It goes so fast. You accumulate this stuff for months, and then just roll right through it. See, that's another decent kind of a rune. It's off by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total stats, but all, like, 3 of the 4 grindable, like, you'd be happy with it. It's not pure damage, it's kind of a hybrid, but still good. I think we got ourselves a rune here. That's what I'm thinking. I think we're done. I just don't see it upgrading, but maybe I'll counter jinx myself. That's the plan. Nope. Double flat. Nope. That's kind of what I have, but the flat attack is bad. That is also bad. Nope. I love that it auto-selects. Oh my gosh. So much less stress. Yeah, that one's interesting. Anytime I see no flats, you're like, oh, I want to look at that, you know? But then it's sad. That one is also sad. I keep hoping it'll... So that's, again, not bad, but with the flat. It's, what, 3 off perfect on my damage stats, so worse than what I've got. But not bad. Close. It's one of those runes that you'd be so happy to pull, you know? It drops and you're ecstatic. And then you roll it and you hope for the best, but like you don't want it from this event. You want something from this event to be locked down 100% like ready to go, you know? So there's another example of exactly my rune. It's the 1-off perfect stats from the damage, but with the flat. And I could handle a roll into defense. Oh, I think I'm done. I could handle a roll into defense. I could not handle a roll into flat defense. That would be so sad. All right, so we're done. Whew. We got locked into this rune pretty early. This is as good as it's going to get. So we're going to craft it. Yes, please. And then we're going to roll it. And we're going to see how we do. We're going to evaluate it along the way for efficiency. And we'll hope that it is, in fact, efficient. It's so nice. It's so pleasant. Look at that rune. Imagine pulling that, you know? That'd be so good. So good. But thank you, Comtois. I get one for free. Like this event, imagine if this was a pay-to-win, like, monthly thing. Oh my gosh, it would be crazy. So we're rolling all the way to 12. Here we go. Anything but defensive. So of course we're going to double roll defense to start, right? That's how it goes. But we'll see. Hey, there we go. 1-off max roll. 1-off max to crit damage. It's a good start. Already the rune's usable. Like 1 roll into crit damage with the other stats. Kind of ridiculous. Here we go. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Yes, another roll into crit damage. That was only a 4, so not the best because it can roll higher, but 2 into what we want. I know, imagine selling it. 2 of the 4 into what we want, so we're looking good here. Let's see what we can do on the 9. Come on, max attack roll. Ah, 1 into defense. It was a max into defense, so that's something, but sad. If we can get the last one to go into damage, we're looking good. I'm going to start putting it into swap so we can see how efficient it is. Rune. Swift, slot 2. Monster inventory. Grade 6, level 12. Oh, we're not even at the 12 yet. I have to watch. Max stat speed. Innate, no. Stat 1 is attack. Stat 2. Oh god, here we go. Crit damage. Hey, attack! Sweet, so it's a 6. Not the best roll, but like, that's a rune, right? That's a usable rune. So that is it. That is my rune. I'll take it. We only got 1 roll into defense, which was the average of what it should have rolled, so it didn't over-roll average and mess me up. So the attack value is 14. The crit damage value is 17. Defense is 14 and crit is 5. So we're gonna say create new, and let's see how efficient it is. There we go. So that's the optimizer for this rune. So we're gonna sort by swift. So the best part about this rune is I'm never gonna re-app it. As rolled, we're good, you know? Like that's the goal. You make it have the starting stats, you never wanna re-app it. It doesn't know it's legend, so I have to click off legend. It knows it's 6-star, it knows it's speed. Inventory. Where are we scrolling? Oh man, swap's being weird. Hold on. Sometimes swap gets funky. All right, we're gonna reload. Can gem in more crit rate? Yeah, that's my plan, absolutely. If I really wanted to, I can make it HP and switch away from the thought behind the rune. It'd have to be for some unit that has like a ton of crit. It'd be like a Theo or something, but I don't think I do. I think I bump up the crit rate. All right, let's go back and see if we can look again. Yeah, no, definitely. That was my first thought as well. All right, set, swift, main stat, speed, stars, 6. And we're looking for something in inventory. We'll sort by crit damage. There's our rune. 84% efficient. That's pretty good for a start. For no grinds, 84%. Yeah. All right, I don't know that we have any grinds, but let's see. Oh, we have some grinds. So let's grind in attack. Come on, 7 or 4. That's fine. So let's adjust it to a 4. 18. And then we've got a defense grind, which of course we're gonna do because we're not wiping out a roll into defense. So defense goes up to 19. That's not bad. And then, do we have a crit rate gem? Do not have a crit rate gem. All right, so this is where we're at based on what we have available. Save current. We are now at 92%. You'd put HP on crit rate. It's a valid thought because it would become quite tanky. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. That's a maybe for me as of yet. I gotta do some thoughting. Okay, so let's pretend it's max grinded, right? Instead of 18, we get 21. And the defense, what do we get? 5? Yeah, so instead of 5, we get 21 as well. So it is 96.5% efficient for a damage rune. Not bad. Let's compare it to my other. This is my kind of gold standard damage rune right here. It's 98% efficient. It's 24 crit damage, no crit rate, 15% accuracy. So in terms of damagey stats, it's got 24 and 15. It's got 39 total damage stats. This one has 17, 5, which is 22, and then the 21 in attack, so that's 43 total damage stats. So like, upgrade. What else comes close? Nothing else comes close. This Lagmaron rune is 28 crit and 6 crit damage, so 34. So I mean, I feel like objectively it is my best damage dealing rune in terms of damage dealing stats on a rune for Swift. Because this is my gold standard here with the 24 crit damage. And so 24, 34, 39 without the crit rate. So let's say this had no crit rate, right? We'll say we gem out the crit rate for HP. It'd be 17 and 21, which is 38. So 1 off, but it comes with 5 crit rate. You know what I mean? Like, pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, there's my event rune. You know, it's done. Had that 1 roll into defense gone to something else, it'd be even better. But 3 out of 4 rolls, like, we'll take it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. The video about the rune, rolling it, talking about the thought process behind it. And yeah, there she is. There's the rune coming to a unit near you. All right, take care, everybody.